my gosh, I'm here. Before coming to Canada, I have never ever left Africa. Oh my god, I'm in a movie. Like, this one was pretty. I got to my room and I wept. Ever in my life being on a bridge like that? What? I mean, this country alone. But that's the thing, it wasn't even cold here. It's not worth leaving my family to come to this country. Like, the place was clean, squinkly clean. It was terrible. Like, that was the first time flying international. I took a bite and I spat it out. Everything was so new to me. And then I was like, wait, what? What is going on here? I said, it's my time to shine. Hey, I'm gonna shine today. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Stephanie, and if this is your first time stopping by, I really do hope you hit the subscribe button right down below. I hope you stay around, I hope you stick around, and I hope we actually become friends, because then you start commenting in the comment sections and then we start, you know, chilling or being cool or whatever it is. So I'm looking down. That's because I have my book with me, and I'm just trying to make sure I touch all the points. Migrating from Nigeria to Canada is one of the biggest milestones in my life, and I feel like if I hadn't left Nigeria to come to this country, I don't know where I would be, especially at this age. Like, I don't even know if I would have had the jobs that I have now or making the amount I'm making now. So it's like me coming to Canada was such a huge blessing to me and my family. Before coming to Canada, I have never ever left Africa. I only left Nigeria when we're going on excursions to Togo and Cotonou. So that's just it. I've not really, at that stage in my life, I had not left Africa. You might as well say I have never left Nigeria, because Togo and Cotonou is just at the backyard of Nigeria. Maybe I don't know my map, maybe, but yeah, I was blessed enough to still have my dad to come with me. It's just like it took away a lot of stress and a lot of burden from me, because it's my first time. My parents had always traveled. My parents had been to Canada before they sent us here, and I think they liked the place. My mom was the person that was really pushing for it, so thank you so much, mom, because I swear without my mom would not be here. She was the one pushing for it, and my dad finally agreed, and he made it happen with the resources and everything, and obviously by the help of God. My dad was the one that came to Canada with me, and I felt like that was the foundation of our relationship. Like, I've always been a daddy's girl. I've always been close to my dad, but like, him coming to Canada with me was what sealed everything. It was like adding another foundation to a previous foundation. You know when you're starting to build a house, you have to put the foundation. You have to make sure the foundation is solid. That's how I completely fell in love with my dad all over again, because him coming with me was me knowing that, you know, I have someone I can rely on. Like, I literally don't have to figure out everything by myself, and it took away the burden and the stress. I didn't even worry about anything, because I knew I had my dad, and I knew that if anything came up, my dad was gonna fix it. Like, no matter how big the problem was, he was gonna fix it. And it was just so amazing to have my dad there, because I could come and be an excited child. I could come and it could be more of like a trip. That 1 week he spent with me, it was more of like a trip. But either ways, I remember we got to the flight. That was the first time flying international, and that was my second time on the flight, and we got on the flight and everything. And I remember, coming from Nigeria to Canada is a long hour. Like, I think mine was 16 hours, because we used Air France. I think that's what it's called. And then the food, you all imagine being so used to Nigerian food, and then you go on a flight, and my dad felt so bad, because he was like, oh, Stephanie, eat something, even the rice, even if you don't like it, just try eat. I was like, no, my tummy, I swear I ate that food, and I was purging throughout the flight, like literally purging throughout my flight from Nigeria to Canada. By that ways, as someone that's always seen, you know, Igbos, you know, on the TV, I was so excited when we landed in Ottawa. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in Ottawa. I saw Igbos. Like, the place was clean, squinkly clean. The air was fresh. Everything was organized. Like, you could barely see black people. I was seeing more of white people, and I was just like, whoa. And then we stopped at Ottawa, and we stopped at Montreal, and then we're supposed to catch a bus to Ottawa. So the bus now, you know how I was thinking it was going to be like this 2-story bus where you have up and down? It was not that. It was a bigger bus. It was like the biggest bus I'd ever seen in my life. Like, it was such a big bus, and it was like there was so much space. It's not like you're crowded. It's not like in that Nigeria Greener Line or Agofre Land that, you know, everybody's robbing everybody. Like, you have your own seat. It was just a smooth ride, and I was just so excited. I would advise that when you come to Canada, definitely come with someone if you can afford it. If you cannot afford it, it's not a big deal. Do you get what I'm saying? But if you have the opportunity to come with a parent, and a parent that you know that when things go wrong, they'll fix it for you, I'm sure if I'd come with my mom, it would be me that'll be fixing it. I'm so sorry, but I'll be the one fixing issues. But come with a parent that you know that, you know, no matter what goes wrong, you can leave it to them to fix it without you really being a... And I mean, I was a child when I came, so it's not like I could really do much. I did the best I could, but like we didn't, do you get what I'm saying? So either ways, I remember we stayed there, and that was in August, and it was cold to me. But that's the thing, it wasn't even cold, yo. It was not cold, but to me, I was freezing. I was seeing people just like, how you guys are short? Like, I'm freezing, like I'm literally chilly, I'm freezing and everything. And then my cousin was like, okay, how about you just go and buy a winter boot and a good jacket for yourself? And he was like, oh, go get shoe from Aldo. You get good winter shoe that you know will last you for a while, even in the winter. Like, nothing's gonna happen, it's gonna take campe, like the snow cannot open it, you know, it's not start laughing, all those kind of things. So we went to Aldo, my dad, myself, and my cousin's girlfriend at that time. They're not married. She was like, oh, get the shoe. And then when I got the shoe, typical Nigerian, it was, I think it was like $200 and something. I brought out my calculator and I was calculating 200 times 300, which is like basically 60,000 naira. Like, it's basically 60,000 naira. And I'll advise you, when you come, if you are with your parents, like literally just buy it with your parents' money, because if you want to start using your pocket money to buy it, you are not gonna buy it, and that's on period. And I didn't want to buy. My dad was like, no, Stephanie, you have to buy it, you have to buy it. And the thing about my dad, that he's always gonna spend his money on us, even if it's his last cent. He doesn't care, as long as we are safe and we are cared for and we are protected. And that's why, you know, coming to Canada with him was the best thing I could do for myself, because I knew no matter what was happening, he was always gonna put me first, basically. When I heard it was cold, you know when they say Canada is cold, and you hear and you're like, okay, it's cold, you don't know how cold it is until you experience it. Like, until you forget the white snows, those white snow you see in TV, and you see them with their jackets. These people are actually freezing when they are wearing those jackets. It's not even for movie situation. Like, it is actually cold. So we stayed in Ottawa for 3 days, and then we flew to Halifax. I remember coming to Halifax, like just coming in from Dartmouth on that bridge. I think it's the McDonald Bridge. Just coming in from the McDonald Bridge, I remember seeing the water, and I was like, oh my god, I'm in a movie. Because I had never in my life been on a bridge like that. The one I saw in Warri, I don't know, there's this one close to NNPC housing complex, that there's this bridge, and then there's this green dirty river. That was the one I had seen. But I think there was one in Abba. There's this big, but this one was pretty. Like, this one was pretty. And I was like, I remember being in that feeling. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm here. That was like, oh my gosh. And because it was August, I think because it was still summer, I saw lots of men in women's clothes. I didn't even know what transgender was. Like, I mean, I go to Catholic school, who is teaching us about transgender. I didn't know what gay was. I saw a man, you know, in a woman's dress, no, in a woman's skirt. He had this rainbow hair, and I was staring. I was like, wait, what is going on here? Why is a man in a woman's dress? I remember asking my dad, why is a man in a woman's dress? Because I was so confused. Like, it was just, everything was so new to me, and just lots of excitement. Especially if I feel like you experience that as well, especially if it's your first time leaving Nigeria or Africa as a whole, and everything was just new to me. I remember going to Subway, and I've always seen, like, you know, how they'll be like, oh, bread, I want this in movie. I said, it's my time to shine. Hey, I'm gonna shine today. I went to Subway. I was like, I want pickles. I didn't even know the name. I was like, I want this, and I'll call the name because I know, just know that I was saying I want this. That's what I was saying, but I know their names now. I was like, I want pickles. I want banana pepper. I want olives. I want this. I wanted everything. And that was looking at me. I wanted chicken and turkey and meatballs inside one bread. Everything was inside one bread. So I remember my dad was like, Stephanie, you're not going to eat it. I was like, no, daddy, I'll eat it. I'm not the picky one. Sam is the picky one. I put everything. My dad was really waiting for me. My dad got his own simple, because they've been traveling before. My dad just got his own simple thing, and we sat down to eat our Subway. And I remember I took a bite and I spat it out. My dad started laughing. He was like, Sha, I told you will not eat this. My dad literally was laughing. Like, he was laughing. He was laughing. It was such a funny situation that I would never forget, because I was just so excited. I could do what the Igbos were doing. You know, as a child now, I was so excited and everything. And it's just such an amazing memory. But the mistake we made is that we didn't figure out my dad's accommodation before getting there. And if you're coming with your parents, figure out the accommodation before getting there, and figure out months before, because once it's towards July and August, it gets booked up, because Halifax is really known for its universities. It gets booked up, and the ones that will be left are expensive ones that you cannot justify paying for. I say, figure it out May, June. Please figure it out. Because I was so hurt that I had my own room, because I went to residence. I had my own room. Everything was settled up. But my dad, we didn't know where he was going to stay. And I was like, Daddy, you can stay in the same room with me. He was like, and my dad is just straight to, he does everything by the book. And I was like, no, it's just for students. Because I had a roommate, but my roommate hadn't come yet. I was like, no, we're going to do the right thing. My dad keeps to all the rules. And I love him for that. He was like, no, I don't want to do anything that will get you in trouble. So you're going to stay here, we'll figure it out. So I remember we ate, but things that I wasn't eating. So my dad started getting bothered. He was like, wow, this girl, you're not eating, because nothing was making sense to me. I was expecting this our spicy, tasty food, and everything here was sweet. And I was just like, why is food sweet? Make it make sense. I'll eat cookies and things like that, but I wouldn't eat actual food when he buys it, because I could not stomach it. Because when we were in Ottawa, I was eating my cousins, like they were Nigerian, so they figured out they know how to make Nigerian food, right? In the evening, it was not time for us to go to bed. My dad did not have where to stay, and that was just like, I don't know why I was bothered, but I was just like, oh my god, Dad, why are you going to stay? You don't want to stay in my room with me? You don't want to stay? I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, Daddy, wait, if you're going to look for a place, I'll go with you. I'm sorry, I'm tearing up. It's just like, this is such an emotional story for me. So but that was, I was like, okay, Daddy, if you're going to find a place. And my dad was very good at using Google and finding his way around, so he was looking for places online, and he found one. So we wanted to go check it out. I was like, okay, Daddy, you found a place, I'm going to walk with you. I was like, okay, Daddy, I'll walk with you to that place. And it's so funny, because like Google sometimes give you the longer route, so instead of it showing you the shorter route, it will take you the longer. I can remember we were going to Roby Street that could have easily gone through because I was in Hull, could have easily gone through Coburg and gone to Roby. We had to go all the way down to Coburg, then go through South Street, and then connect to Roby from there, instead of us just going from Hull. We walked around, and my dad likes to explore. Oh my god, every time he comes to this Canada, he explores places. Anywhere he goes, he loves to explore. So we were walking around, still seeing around Halifax, and we're just like, and it doesn't get dark around that time, and it was just so nice. I remember walking with my dad, and then we found this place. Every time I pass that house, I'm like, I remember this house. Like in my mind, obviously, I remember this house. This is where my dad stayed. This is our saving grace, because he stayed there for one night. I think someone else was supposed to stay there for the rest of the night, so he had to find another place. When you're coming, definitely don't come with a lot of clothes, especially if you're a younger person. Don't, because me, I was a younger, maybe when you're older, there are some clothes you can definitely bring from Nigeria, but as a younger person, you're like 16, 17, 18, 20, 19, 20, don't bring all your clothes, because I promise you, all your clothes will not work here. Like the way they dress is so different from the way we dress. And back home, we like to dress with colors. We like to, here they are very simple. It's just like black and white. And back home with 2 boxes of my Nigerian clothes that are completely useless in this country. And it was just like, for first year, I was dressing like a typical Nigerian. That one's for sure, because I mean, I had to wear what I had, and it's not like I could completely change my wardrobe. As time goes on, I was changing my wardrobe, having things for winter, for spring, for fall. So save that space and use it to pack food, Nigerian food instead. I can remember after that, we went to Walmart. We bought a few things. I bought my kettle, I bought my microwave, my dad bought my printer. We bought some bed sheets, some pillowcase, some little things, some sponge, like little things I needed like that. So we bought it, and then we carried it to our room, and it was just such a nice experience. I was always so happy. And things that anytime we went out, we were buying things. I was always hanging out with my dad. So I remember him getting a place in Dartmouth. He got one room with 2 beds, because he knew that sometimes I was sleeping over. He now finally found this place that he thought I would like the food, and then I finally ate. He was so happy to see me eating. He was like, oh, finally, my daughter, you're eating and everything. So it was more of like a vacation for my dad and I, because every problem I had, he helped me fix it, and he signed me up for everything I needed to be signed up for, which maybe sounds like I'm a sport, but I could have done those things for myself. I felt like if I didn't have to do it. Like if he wasn't here, I would definitely had done it for myself, but it would have been way harder. But he was here, and I was so happy that, you know, I got to do it with him. It was time for my dad to leave, and I was like, Daddy, I'm going to go with you to the airport. I'm going to sleep over at your place. And he was like, no, Stephanie, you have school on Monday. I think he was leaving on a Monday. He was like, no, you have school on a Monday. Like, you cannot start missing your classes. I was like, I don't want to go. Like, that night I didn't want to go, and like I remember crying. Like, it was just like, I don't want to go, I want to stay. Like, Daddy, don't go, stay with me. Like, literally I was begging him to stay with me, because then it was dawning on me that, what, I'm in this country alone. Do you get what I'm saying? Because all this while I've been enjoying it because my dad was with me, and I was like, no, Daddy, don't go, please stay with me. And I was crying, and then he was like, he literally had to put me in a taxi to go home, because I did not want to go home. I was like, I'm going to sleep here. I was like, I'm going to sleep here, I'm going to drop you in the airport, then I will come back. I was like, no, I don't want to start worrying if you go back to school, because the airport is quite far from the city. So I don't want to start worrying if you go back safely. I want to know that you're in school, and I know you're in a place that is safe. And that night I got to my room and I wept. I kept on crying, and it was sad, Sha. Like, it was really, really sad. Like, that's when I was just like, I don't want to be here again. Literally, every time I called him, I was always crying, because I literally did not want to be here. I had a horrible roommate who was so mean, and it was just like, I guess I was just still a baby, still trying to grow up. I know that it's not everybody that is going to be friendly. So yeah, that's just about it. That was my experience. All in all, migrating from Nigeria to Canada was a very, you know, exciting and interesting experience, because I did it with my dad. But after he left, I don't think it was that exciting and interesting anymore until I finally made friends. Like, honestly, it wasn't exciting and interesting anymore. I was just like, why did I come to this country? Like, it's not worth leaving my family to come to this country. But at the end of the day, it's actually worth it. And, you know, I give God all the glory and all the praise, and like, it's a wrap. I'm now working, I'm an adult, you know, I'm an adult. I cannot believe how old I am right now in this country. I was talking with one of my friends, we're reminiscing about first year, like how time flies and everything. And yeah, so that's just it. That's just all about my immigration story. If you're someone that migrated from Nigeria to Canada, how was your experience? Did you come alone? Were you excited? Were you scared? How did you feel? Mine was more of an excitement, because to me it was more of a vacation, that 1 week that I had my dad, and then after that it was terrible. But yeah, just let me know if you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to give the video a huge thumbs up. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button right down below, and also do not forget to click on the notification bell so you get notified anytime I'll post. Okay guys, I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.